Well, good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Guess what? Time for another live. Good to have you on with us this morning, and we'll have a little roll call this morning as we say hello to a few folks, our regulars, and even the new folks that come on with us on a daily basis. Michael, Jen, Cape Breton, Brahim from Portland, Oregon, Francis Marie, good morning, and Rosalinda, and Kevin, good morning. Kevin says it's sunny, and in Oshawa, Rosa, Jeanette from our staff, Mary, good morning, Wendy, Markham, and Jocelyn, and Chantal, good morning. Georgie, good morning. Halifax, Nova Scotia. Len and Judy, regulars from Edmonton, good morning. Shirley, Newfoundland. Annette, good morning. Gloria, Kathy from Virginia. Sandra, Aurelia, Suzanne, and Catherine, Parksville, British Columbia. Sandra, Brampton, Donna, good morning. Bell Valley, Ontario, Regina, and Joy, and Wanda, coffee time, yes sir, Bruno, Ryan, Australia, well hello, and it ain't morning, right, Karen? Are you a day ahead of us? Milligan, Jan, and Grace, good morning. Jocelyn and Donna, Alicia. Okay, we got a good crowd with us coming on here. Brian, how are you? And Norma, Texas. Zian, hello. Brenda, Bob Cajun, beautiful. Linda, good morning. And Frida, Diane, LaSalle. Renee, Newfoundland. Maria, good morning to you. Barbara, Cape Breton. And Michelle, Long Island, New York. Good morning. And Brooke, North Carolina. We appreciate you guys. Jerry, Yvonne, Jean, and Julie. Denise, Nouveau-Brunswick, and Helen, good morning. Alice, okay, a couple of more. Debbie, good morning. That's New Brunswick too. Carol from Kapuskasing, where Santa Claus lives. Good morning. Fran, Orangeville. Carol, good morning. We appreciate you guys more than you know. David from sunny Ridgeway, and Kim from South Australia. Washington State, Sandy. Hey guys, we appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. And Barbara from Florida. Atlanta, another Barbara. And from Ventura, California, Lori Lee. I hate to miss anybody. Hey, no. Probably not for Lori Lee, not for my dear friends from Florida. This is not for you to start. Although it might be for you, depending. But let me tell you this, as the weather changes, okay? Because in Northern Ontario, okay, where I am, we didn't get the memo on climate change, okay? Because, well, we do in a way because the climate is changing. It's been cold. Frost on my windshield of my truck the last 3 or 4 days. Cold. Now, what's that mean? Well, winter is a-coming, okay? And anyway, I don't want to get into the whole debate about the climate. This is not what my program is all about. I want to get my listeners ready for winter. Okay? And there's a couple of things that we're going to talk about this morning. and you might already have a clue, but let me, I want to talk about, let's get ready because we got to get our immune system ready. Okay? Now, unless you've been living on another planet, you know, and everyone knows, I don't know what happened to the flu season the last couple of years. It seemed to disappear, but I can tell you, it really didn't, but it's going to come back. And this is the time now that the flu season comes around. This is the time for colds and the flu, right? It really has to do with the temperature. It has to do with the sun. Okay? Because even if the sun is out, it's real cold, vitamin D levels go down. Now I want to show you something. You guys, you might have seen this, you might not have, but I actually going to bring it up on my iPad this morning, and it doesn't really matter whether you can see this clearly or not. I want you to visualize it. And for those listening on a podcast, use your imagination, okay? Now, I'm going to have this playing so you can see it. This is, you can YouTube this, by the way. This is a white blood cell chasing a bacteria. Unbelievable. We used to see this in our office all the time, okay? See that white blood cell there? Chasing a bacteria. Now, you won't see a white blood cell chasing a virus unless you got a microscope that is like electron microscope, okay? But you know, let's do this again, just so you can see it. Hold it a minute now. You can't see it. Here it goes. Okay. I'm doing something. There it is. Okay, here we go. See that? Okay, you got it? Wow, isn't that incredible? Again, I used to see that all the time. Now, I am going to tell you something, okay? See that white blood cell? What charges its batteries? I want to hear it. Close your books. This is a test. What charges a white blood cell's batteries? I'm waiting. Maybe things are not scrolling here this morning. Okay, Fran says I've shown you that. And that the sun, vitamin D, Viderma, you got it. You got it, Donna. No, don't charge it. Sugar, don't charge it. We're going to talk about sugar in a minute. Okay, guys, the answer is vitamin D. Okay, vitamin D. There's white blood cells live on batteries. They're the true Prius. You know what I mean? Like they're battery charged. They have a solar panel. Vitamin D. They don't work properly without vitamin D. So here we are. The weather's changing. Okay, maybe if you live in Florida, the weather's not changing. It's a little cooler. But in Florida, you got no excuse. What do you get? An average of 320-something days a year of sun? Arizona? Okay? But for the rest of us, we need now to get our vitamin D levels up. Why? Because the sun might be out in Sudbury today. Okay, Northern Ontario, beautiful day yesterday. But you're not getting vitamin D because you're not exposing your legs and your arms, where most of your solar panels are, sun's beautiful. Sun is important for melatonin. Sunshine in the morning makes you sleepy at night. That's a wonderful thing. Even in the dead of winter in Northern Ontario. You see the sun, it's good for you. But you're not elevating or optimizing your vitamin D. It doesn't happen like that. Your solar panels are located mostly on your arms and legs. So if you're in Florida, yeah. You know what the problem is with Floridians? They don't get the memo about that. The only memo they get is stay out of the sun. You remember when this whole thing was starting? The last couple of years? I was screaming at the top of my lungs. My wife was going, keep it down, keep it down, keep it down. You're getting excited. Your blood pressure is going to rise. I was telling everybody, get in the sun. Why? Because your white blood cells, which go after bacteria, which go after viruses, need to be charged. Get us in the sun. But the powers to be, I was there when they were closing the beaches. You want to talk about a migraine? I got a migraine it was called a frustration migraine. The science was poo-pooed. Anyways, your white blood cells are looking for vitamin D. When you can't get the sun, you better substitute with a very inexpensive vitamin D. Vitamin D is not expensive as a supplement. I started supplementing with vitamin D. I got a lot of sun in the summer. But in Northern Ontario, around September the 15th or so, I said, I'm not going to be charging my batteries up of my white blood cells without me supplementing. My friend, vitamin D is under attack. Vitamin D is under attack. Always remember that the mainstream media, which is bought and paid for by big pharma and big food, they hate vitamin D. They hate it. And you have government officials who know nothing, are influenced by what I just told you. And vitamin D, my friend, you saw that bacteria running away? It was being chased, and believe me, I've seen them caught. See that microscope behind me there? Yeah, we used to watch that all the time. And it was always, I never got tired of it. It was always fascinating to me. Vitamin D supercharges your immune system. You need to optimize it. The vast majority of people are extremely low in vitamin D. Now, they're not going to be told that by their doctors because their doctors, they learn in medical school this one thing about vitamin D. Here's what they learn. Oh yeah, you need vitamin D for your bones. They all agree on that. But they got, I'm writing a book about, sun, steak, and steel, right? And sleep. Okay. You're going to love it. And, the sun, vitamin D. And where they got their number, bad math. Right out of the gate. You know what they did? Here's what happened. Right out of the gate. They calculated your needs for vitamin D and they miscalculated. They miscalculated it. It was bad math, bad science on vitamin D, and therefore bad health. Vitamin D is involved in almost every aspect of your body. Why do you think? Here we are in Cancer Month, and I promise, we're gonna spend some time on cancer, tumors. But I'm gonna tell you something, and I mean it. You got no chance against cancer without having optimized vitamin D levels. You have no chance because your immune system is supercharged by vitamin D. Now, there's other things involved, but I'm going to tell you, vitamin D is a key. And like I said, it's under attack. You're going to see attack vitamin D. It's not for your good they do that. It's not to protect you they do that. And that bothers me. You have no idea. It's so simple. I've been studying, listen, for over 40 years, I've been studying vitamin D. And, for every little negative study that comes out, I can show you 150 studies that show you the benefits of vitamin D. The problem is, it doesn't get a lot of ink. Because stay out of the sun. My generation, my parents' generation, and the kids. My little great-granddaughter. Their physician said, keep them 100% out of the sun. Now, how crazy is that? But you see, it's based on faulty science. Now let's get back to your immune system, okay? Because I want to emphasize the importance of vitamin D. And secondly, okay, so I am going to bring this up again. I got to show you the picture of it again, okay? Let me do this again. It's now, this is, you see the vitamin D going? You got it? See that white blood cell chasing? See it? Now, I'm going to tell you something else. Vitamin D supercharges it. And you know what puts this white blood cell to sleep so it won't move anymore? You just have a teaspoon of sugar. A teaspoon of sugar. Now, every kid I know pretty well, and just about every adult I know, they bought the lie they can't live without sugar. Somebody said to me the other day, my nutritionist or dietitian said, your brain can't live without sugar. Like I said, that gives me a headache. If your brain needs sugar, it will take a piece of steak and turn it into sugar. Don't eat sugar. Let your brain turn steak into sugar, okay? No, but seriously, guys. Now, what did I tell you? 1 teaspoon of sugar will put your white blood cells, see that thing moving? It's chasing a little bacteria. You have a soda, you have a piece of bread, you have orange juice for breakfast. Yikes. You know, when people have cereal, Frosted Flakes aren't great. They're not. Tony the Tiger's a liar. How do you like that? When kids have Cheerios and orange juice for breakfast, I mean, they're doing a lot of things to their insulin. They're making their pancreas secrete enormous amounts of insulin to deal with blood sugar. But the other thing that's happening is they're actually putting their immune system to sleep. Now, parents, nobody wants to do that on purpose, but you've been lied to. Remember, the food industry is liars, liars, pants on fires. They want sales of cereal. Yeah, but Dr. Martin, it's full of fiber. It's fiber. Oh, and I'm going, it's full of sugar. Full of sugar. It's putting your white blood cells to sleep. They're going for a siesta when they should be out looking for viruses and bacteria. Now you put them into a coma. I shake my head, guys. I shake my head. You see the importance? You see the importance, parents, grandparents? You see the importance of keeping kids as much as possible away from sugar and keeping yourself away from sugar? I know, like in Canada, we just went through Thanksgiving, right? You feel guilty? Okay? And the Americans, my American friends, well, you know, their Thanksgiving's coming in November, right? And man, oh man, it's eat. Everything's surrounded by food. And listen, I am not a killjoy. Okay? I'm not. I love family. I love eating. I do. Okay? But just understand what's happening there. Especially on the desserts. You're really making your immune system crash. You're not getting the sun. You're not getting enough vitamin D, certainly not from the sun. And so what do you got to do? I'm telling you. You know, people tell me, oh, doc, you know, my vitamin D is normal. I had my doctor check it. Normal ain't good. It's not. It's bad math. Remember, even normal in blood work of vitamin D, the dihydroxy 25, that's how they test it. And I always tell people, please, please get your vitamin D levels checked. Not for your bones. Your doctor's thinking bones. Well, what do you want to get your vitamin D levels checked? Your bones are all right, says Dr. So-and-so. But you need optimized vitamin D. So you got to take charge of your own health. There's nothing better than vitamin D, nothing better than vitamin D for your immune system. Vitamin D. And good eating. Good eating. Because your white blood cells depend on it. If you're eating sugar, crappy carbs, which turn to sugar rapidly, you're putting your white blood cells to sleep. Your immune system will not function properly. So it's important, guys. It's important. Now listen, I'm a big guy too on getting your immune system ready with probiotics. Probiotics. For several reasons, by the way. Your immune system, about 80% of it is in that gut. And a big part of your immune system is when your gut and your blood, that barrier there's a barrier. It's a border. You don't want it to be like the American-Mexican border. Okay? You don't want people walking in. You want it to be like the Canadian-American border. Like we got border guards and they're all miserable. Like, why are you coming in here? Well, I'm a Canadian. I want to go down to Florida for a holiday. Is that all right? How long are you going to be there? And when are you coming back? Look, they got a job to do, okay? I'm sort of teasing, but I'm not. Usually they're, like they treat me like a criminal. I'm just a senior citizen that wants to get some raise. Okay? No, but seriously, if you ever crossed the border, seriously, tell me this. Have you ever crossed the border? And, you flew in and you're crossing the border, before you get on the flight, you go to the border and, okay, you line up and, they treat you like dirt. They're very suspicious of everybody, right? And then on the southern border, they got leaky gut. That affects your immune system. Why is that? Because when that's sealed, when those border guards are not there, you get an invasion into the bloodstream. You get stuff in your blood that don't belong in your blood. You know what belongs in your blood? Red blood cells, white blood cells, salt, water, and nutrients. Micro-sized nutrients. Macros, vitamins, minerals. That's what belongs in your bloodstream. And you got platelets in there, okay? But no garbage that belongs in the toilet. Garbage belongs in the toilet. And your body is well equipped to do its thing, to protect you. But you got to do your part. Okay? You got to do your part. You got to eat well. Because I know I talk to you about this all the time, but physicians, God bless them, okay? I mean it, God bless them. But they're so ignorant when it comes to food. They're ignorant. They just don't take nutrition in school. And they're ignorant of it. I think if you talk to most doctors, they would tell you, yeah, maybe you should cut back on sugar. Maybe. But they don't emphasize it. If I showed them a white blood cell going to sleep with sugar, if they got taught that in a medical school, they might change their minds. But what they're taught in medical school very quickly, fat makes you fat. Fat gives you cholesterol. Don't eat bacon and eggs, and red meat's bad for you. That's what they get taught. Their nutrition 101 is completely upside down. It's not true. And they never see a correlation, ever, between your immune system and eating. And they don't see a correlation between your immune system and your bacteria, the good guys, in your microbiome. They don't see the correlation between that. Some do, but that's usually when they get out of medical school and they're very curious and they start reading. And they start taking courses that I used to give. Like I used to teach that. Like food, you gotta start in the kitchen. Health starts in the kitchen, including your immune system. The choices you make, the food that you eat. Vitamin D, the sun. Oh, you got to stay out of the sun. You're gonna get skin cancer. And they threw the baby out with the bathwater. Guys, I've been screaming about vitamin D for 50 years. Like, it ain't true. The sun's not dangerous. Yeah, if you're burning it. Nobody's saying burn in it. You're not a lobster. Don't go burn like a lobster in the sun. In 20 minutes, you get 10,000 IUs. So, for me, and I can't tell you. I'm going to tell you what I take. And I like vitamin D, by the way, with vitamin K2. Okay? Get in the sun and eat cheese. You get vitamin K2. Get in the sun and have butter. Vitamin K2. Why? Because vitamin K2, they work synergistically together. Vitamin K2 takes calcium out of the bloodstream and put it where it belongs. Vitamin K2 is very important even for your immune system. Probiotics. If you're not taking them, you're making a mistake. I'm telling you. If you're eating fermented foods, well, good for you. I like that. I'm not against that. I like pickles. Okay? But it's not broad spectrum. Anywho. Anywho. Okay, now. I know I got excited again. I promised myself I wouldn't, but once I get started, I get excited. Okay, guys. Okay, are you ready for fall and winter? Get ready. Okay. Now, Friday is what? Question and answer Friday. Okay? Question and answer Friday. Now, if you're going to start the reset, I want you to sign up with one of my students, Jordan, okay, who's doing her thesis on the reset. And it's just a questionnaire. Your name will never be used. If you're going to start it up, please sign up. Okay? And you'll be very helpful. Okay. Maybe we'll talk about why you should do the reset. That really helps your immune system, by the way. It really does. Obvious reasons, but we can talk about more. Okay. Now, guys, we love you dearly. We mean it. And we'll talk to you soon.